Okay, everybody. So, welcome back. This is Ian from Mindful Marketplace. It is the 21st, I believe, of January 2023, and we're continuing now our series of videos for the Agency Accelerator Program. And we're going to look at some of the cool and creative ways you can use directories to actually sell services, build your brand, create online assets, while simultaneously positioning yourself as the preeminent expert or authority or thought leader in your niche vertical industry, locality or otherwise. All right. So our interest here is to demonstrate some of the non-WordPress based platforms that are available. I've certainly done other more generalized kind of tutorials on this that you can see on YouTube. But here we're just going to show you really quickly how to use a tool like Beacon to create uh, a directory of, let's say, therapists. Again, this obviously works for any niche, but we're targeting therapists. So I'm just going to give you a dummy example of how you would do this using a test directory. So let's really quickly. I have a I don't know who this person is. All the people that I'm doing or that are going to be on these videos are essentially folks who are just on various sites that we're going to be curating content and profiles from. And, ostensibly, if you're selling services, you'd be reaching out to folks in these industries after you've added them to your respective site, right? So this person here, again, I don't know who this is, so I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking that this person is either someone that I endorse or have a relationship with. He's just a person on the Psychology Today Los Angeles directory. So let's go back to Beacon. We're going to go to our plus sign here, and you can just see how quickly you can do this really fast it's not quite as complete as WordPress with respect to opening times and this and that, but we're going to cover why that's not necessarily necessary for this sort of directory. We're going to get out of there, so you can see here he's already been added with his salient information from the directory itself or from this directory, which is where we're actually just getting our leads from, right? So let's just go to the bottom of this page. Let's pull up her. And again, this is something that you can do with incredible speed. That's the benefit of this particular approach, is not that this is going to be necessarily a direct analog for a WordPress based directory where you have all these other features and functionalities and plugins and opening hours and and menus and all that sort of thing. This is more just about the sheer positioning yourself as someone who owns a directory like the one we're building here on Beacon that has just a ton of additional functionality that you won't get using something like WordPress. So again, you can see here all of these have this submit button. We don't want that. So what we're going to do here is you can do this two ways. You can either go into the opt-in settings and just it's instant access. So opt-in is the form, and then where you can build your list and do all sorts of other cool things. But this just actually links directly to the person, he or himself. So if we go to, let's say, manage resources, and I think it's this dude here. Here's all the text. Here's his name. And you can just disable the opt-in form completely and change actually this piece here where it says button text. And I would say, all right, and you can do that either universally. Well, let me restate that real quickly. So let's look at a preview of this. All right, so this is how quickly, again, this video is under 5 minutes so far, and I've added 3 people. If you go here, now you can see where that link is live to his website. All right, in this case, we're just linking right back to the Psychology Today directory. Let's do it one more, and then again, making this totally clear. I don't know these people. If you find yourself watching this video and you are one of these people, you are simply a name I'm pulling from a public directory. All right. So we have her, the same thing. And again, the one thing that's kind of annoying in some browsers actually is it doesn't make that update when I'm using Beaconly. So we have to disable the opt-in form again there, which kind of sometimes is a pain in the ass. Here's the live URL. So now she's there too. And then it says get resource. Again, you could change this universally for, so it would say visit website rather than resource, or you could change it individually. So each one of these says, visit the respective doctor or therapist on offer here. All right, let's quickly bounce out of that. Let's just change the logo real quick so you can see how quickly this works. Let's just pick something, I don't know, like that. That's a little depressing, right? We want a logo for our therapist community. Is almost just choked to death. We want no, we don't want that. So actually, I just mistakenly hit upload image. So if I do this instead, you can see if I go into the right and I pull our logo up, actually it's too dark. So I don't know, I'm spending too much time on this. Let's just really quickly, let's use this one here. I would ultimately use a real logo, but in this case, the logo is black, the background is black, so it's obscures the visual logo. All right. And you can change the font. Now, the really beautiful thing about this is you can actually embed these directories, right? So you can take this directory here and you can embed it on your WordPress site, on your Ghost blog, on any kind of CMS or web publishing platform that accepts an iframe or accepts a JavaScript. And that's pretty much all of them. So essentially, this allows you to use WordPress, let's say, and embed this simple directory on your non-directory theme website. So you can have a ordinary website of whatever kind that you already have, and then essentially publish a directory like this using this tool that will show up actually in your in a post or a page or in a header of a page. Just very, very cool way of it's a portable practice, right? So I mean, you can build these and embed them anywhere you want. You can change the layout, you can change the colors. The other thing that's really, really cool about this, and again, I'm going to cover more of this in our agency accelerator program. But one of the things I love about this approach are some of the strategic things that you can do with these sorts of directories that you can't do with WordPress. And for an example, let's say this was the best top 10 therapists in, Wilmington, Delaware, let's say, or Cherry Hill, New Jersey, or, Brooklyn, New York, right? So let's say it's the top 50 therapists in Brooklyn, New York. All right. You could then contact each one of these people and say they've been added. Again, these are California therapists, but let's say I was doing this in Brooklyn instead. And you could tell each of them that they've been hand selected as the top therapy professionals or mental health professionals in Brooklyn. There's only 50 in 2023, and they are one of the 50 amongst, let's say, the 5,000 that might be on offer in the world. And you can then give them the option of including this list, this directory that you just looked at, on their own website, right? So they actually can they can evangelize for you. There's a viral element to this because people who have been handpicked or have been selected as the best of the best are going to be very likely to want to share the fact that they have been included in this sort of directory or listing site that features only the top rated folks. And if they put that on their website, it's just a great way for you to build your asset, get more traffic, and get other folks who are equally as interested in finding out how to get involved or included in what you're offering in the world. So it's a smart strategy. Let's say the top 10 books written in about mindfulness meditation in 2023, if these were all books and you contacted these 10 authors, they're not going to worry about, promoting the other authors that are on the list. If it's only 10, right, they're going to be very happy to include something like this on their website that features them as the best of the best in whatever the niche market, vertical industry, or otherwise that you're competing in. All right. So if you're selling services to these kinds of folks, this is a fantastic way of really quickly building directories, micro directories, mini assets, mini sites that are profile oriented, that have lots of appeal, that make you look like an expert or an authority, and or make it very easy for you to sell services to the actual target market or audience that is your quintessential, client. Okie doke. Hopefully this makes sense. Again, if you're part of our agency accelerator program and you have questions about this, let me know, and I'm happy to advise and give you my input on whatever challenges you are facing. We're going to cover some other directory marketing, directory building strategies that are, again, distinct from WordPress, that I think are really, really exciting, and I think offer a unique window into creating tiny assets that make a big impact in your brand, in your business, and ultimately in your income on a bootstrap budget. You can look for those in the course community, and I'll publish a couple on YouTube as well. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you as always so much for watching. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. Thanks.